Welcome back to my channel Analytical Guy. Today I'll discuss about my favorite FMCG stock that you can hold for next 10 years and forget. This stock will give you amazing returns. I will also talk about why it will give those amazing returns. See, I have been associated with so many FMCG companies directly or indirectly. So my recommendation will be based on the ground reality. So let's get to the stock. This FMCG stock is HUL, Hindustan Unilever Limited. In the following slides, I'll talk about why HUL is your safest and very good bet in FMCG sector. In this instance, I'll talk about competition analysis. I'll talk about leadership style in HUL. I'll talk about distribution model and so on and so forth. All right, we'll start with the brief history of HUL. HUL was established in 1931 and following the merger of constituent groups in 1956, it was renamed as Hindustan Lever Limited HLL. In 2007, it was renamed as Hindustan Unilever Limited, as we all know right now. HUL is a consumer goods company with its products including food, beverages, cleaning agents, personal care products, water purifiers, and many more. As of 2021, this year, HUL's portfolio has 45 plus product brands in 20 plus categories. So it's a huge company. Company has 22,000 employees, clocked sale of 47,555 crores in financial year 2020-21. Again, in 2018, merger with GSK expanded its portfolio in Horlicks as well. So its announcement in acquisition of GSK's India's consumer business for $3.8 billion. Okay, so in HUL, there are six brands that have notched up their annual sales in the excess of 2,000 crores each. First is Fair and Lovely, second Surf Excel, third Rin, fourth Wheel, fifth is Lifebuoy, and finally Brew Bond. These six brands of HUL have individually have 2,000 crores plus annual sale. This is amazing. All right, so now we should talk about the parameters on which I'll talk about key competitor comparison. First is market capitalization, second PE ratio, third revenue and profit, fourth operating profit margin, fifth inventory turnover ratio, and finally cash conversion cycle, CCC days. So first I'll talk about market capitalization. So on top of it, Hindustan Unilever has a market cap of 5,68,342. So this is number one in FMCG sector. Second is ITC with 2,77,975. Third is Nestle. Fourth is Dabur. Fifth is Godrej Consumer. Sixth is Britannia. And seventh is Tata Consumer. So these seven companies are in the top list in FMCG sector. First being HUL. So accordingly, on the basis of market cap, I'll talk about the fundamental analysis of these seven companies and compare which is the best stock to invest in. Now coming to the fundamental analysis of these seven companies, first is HUL, then second ITC, third is Nestle, fourth is Dabur, fifth is Godrej, then sixth is Britannia, and seventh is Tata Consumer. So these seven companies I am discussing, these will be analyzed on the basis of PE ratio, then total revenue, 1 year historical revenue growth, then net income, net profit margin, 5 year average net profit margin, inventory turnover ratio, and cash conversion cycle. So in PE ratio, see what PE ratio is. PE ratio is share price divided by earning per share, right? So if share price is higher and earning per share is low, then PE ratio is very high. So generally in FMCG sector, roughly 45 is considered a good PE ratio, 45 or lower than 45. Anything which is higher than 45 is not considered that good. Because if the PE ratio is high, that means maybe the share price is higher or earning per share is low. And we want earning per share to be higher and share price to be lower. So in all these seven companies, you can see ITC has 21 PE ratio, then Britannia has 47 PE ratio. Apart from these two companies, all have higher than 50. HUL has 71, which is not that healthy. Nestle has 86. So in PE ratio, I'll give full marks to ITC. So ITC is number one in terms of PE ratio. All right. So in second column, we can see total revenue which generated in last year, 2020-21. HUL is 47,555, ITC is 51,905, Nestle is 13,496, and so on and so forth. So in this regard, HUL and ITC are good. Third is 1 year historical revenue growth. So HUL has grown by 17.46% versus last year. ITC has degrown. So this is a alarming factor. Nestle has grown by 6.98%, Dabur has grown by 9.81%, Godrej by 11%, Britannia by 13.22%, and Tata Consumer by 20.99%. So in this regard, HUL and Tata Consumer, these two companies are very good in 1 year historical revenue growth. Fourth is net income. What is the profit which the companies are getting? Net income this year was 7,995 for HUL. It was 13,162 for ITC. Nestle was around 2,000. Dabur 16,094. Godrej 1721, and so on and so forth. So in this regard, again, ITC and HUL are nice. Their profit is very nice. Then fifth is net profit margin. What is the margin they are getting? So in this regard, again, ITC is highest, 25.36%. And if we talk about 5 year average, it would be similar for ITC, 25.49%. All right. So we have talked about revenue, we have talked about profit, we have talked about profit margin, PE ratio. Now we'll talk about inventory turnover ratio. This is a very important concept in FMCG. Inventory turnover ratio justifies if inventory turnover ratio is high, that means the shelf life is low, and that's what we want. If we are supplying the goods in the market and the shelf life is low, that means the consumption of your product is very high. People are coming to the retail outlet and they're consuming more often. The shelf life is low. So that means higher the inventory turnover ratio, it is considered good for the companies. So in this regard, HUL is 6.45, which is very good. Then Britannia is 8.56, which is also very good. All right, so cash conversion cycle, it's a metric that expresses the time it takes for a company to convert its investment in inventory and other resources into cash flows from sales. So it is measured in days. So the company, how many days it takes to convert all its investments, right? So lower the number of days, higher is the probability that company is doing good. So in this regard, HUL is doing fairly good. It is minus 55.52 days. Then Nestle is also doing good, minus 2.31 days. And then finally, Godrej is also there. So the best is minus 55.52 HUL, which is ultimate. Very nice. 55 minus is very good for any company in FMCG business. So in this regard, you can see HUL is doing good in terms of revenue. It is doing good in terms of income. It is doing fairly good in terms of profit margin. Then inventory turnover ratio is very good, and cash conversion cycle is also very good. So overall, I can say HUL does fairly well in terms of fundamental analysis. It is number one in market cap. It is good in revenue. It is good in income. It is very good in inventory turnover ratio and cash conversion cycle. The only flaw in HUL is PE ratio, higher PE ratio, which is 71. But it is not that very concerning point because it is fundamentally very strong stock. So if I have to consider any FMCG stock for my portfolio, I would say it is HUL. But before I'll go to HUL, I would just need to know the distribution model. I would like to know the leadership, who is taking care of the HUL business, then marketing spends. So let's come to those factors. So what are the key FMCG factors which I have to take care of when considering FMCG stock? First is leadership, second is distribution, and third is marketing spends. So the leadership. Sanjeev Mehta is the chairman and MD of HUL. He has been with Unilever for past 26 years. So he knows how to build business. He's doing fairly well. Under his leadership, the market cap has increased from $17 billion to $70 billion in last 7 years. So this is a huge achievement. Second, distribution. HUL has a vast distribution network catering to every part of rural and urban India. As you know, in the upcoming 5-7 years, rural India would be catering to a huge percentage of growth. So tapping to the rural market is very important. Through its Project Shakti that enhance the livelihood of the rural women, HUL has covered almost every nook and corner of the country. So this is very important. Distribution model is very good and it's robust in terms of quality and number of distribution. Third, marketing spends. HUL has the highest and most efficient ads, as you can see on television as well. According to the TAM Index, HUL garners 25% share of FMCG ad volumes on TV in first half of 2021. So you can see they spend fairly well on marketing because they know their target audience. They understand it has to be marketed. Their products are really good. As I've told you, they have so many products in so many categories. So marketing is very important and they are doing justice to that. So overall, I feel leadership is outstanding, distribution model is robust, and the marketing spends is also very nice. So in all these three factors, HUL does fairly well. So overall, I would say HUL is a very good stock in terms of uh, trustiness and all those aspects. As of now, I have around 150 shares of HUL and I am accumulating for rest of my next maybe 5 or 7 years because I have belief and trust in this stock. And this is all about this video about my favorite FMC stock. So this is just on for education purpose and I'm suggesting on my personal behalf. That is it. And if you want to know more about FMCG business, if you want to know the concepts of how FMCG sales is done, you can watch my any other video. If you want to know what is FMCG and what are the aspects which you need to consider while you are working in FMCG, anything related to FMCG, please subscribe to this channel. I'll upload all these kind of videos twice in a week, and I hope those videos will be helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching again. Thank you guys.